Today our scriptures be coming from John the 10th chapter, verse 10 and 11. The thief cometh not but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. And we stand for prayer. Lord God, we come today to say thank you for allowing us to see another day. Lord, we ask that you cover with your blood on the day, God. We ask that you give us a peaceful and sound mind to understand the word on the day, of God. We ask these things in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you for joining us here at Pleasant Grove Full Gospel Baptist Church. If you would like to visit us in person, the address is 13447 Old Macon Road, Columbia, Mississippi, at 9 a.m. on Sundays. Do we have any first-time visitors? But can we give all our visitors a round of applause? And now it's offering time. Our cash app is $1 Pleasant GL Church. If you are present, please deposit your offering in the tithe box located in the rear of the church. May we bow our heads. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for the blessings that you have given us and the blessing you will continue to give us in the future. Pray over those who bless those who gave and bless those who couldn't give. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. And now I turn it over to Sister.
You're still mighty and strong. So fight this battle for me and help my unbelief, so I can tell all my friends that you have won.
Verse 10, Ephesians 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. But on the whole, put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Church, that verse is telling you, like I just said, you got to put your armor on every single day. Because when we are in this walk with God, we got to have our armor on, because we will have people, we will have spirits pulling at us left and right, trying to derail us from our walk with God. You know, there's a verse that says he gives his soldiers some of his toughest battles. And we are all his soldiers. So we're all going to be facing a tough battle every single day. That was the church. You know, being a law enforcement officer, I see many things just in my 3 years of working in law enforcement. I haven't always been a cop, but I've always been in this world, and I seen, even when I was living worldly, I still had to put on my armor and be prepared for whatever life threw at me. I would like to tell the youth that There is hope. Parents, there is hope. We had to learn, just like they have to learn. No one is left out of this. Parents understand that your kids are fighting a battle that you all didn't have to fight. They're dealing with more things that you didn't have to deal with when you were coming up. So you all got to be a little light on them when they put on their armor as well, because they're still searching for themselves. And they're still getting ready and prepared for a battle that they have to go through. You know, in my notes I got right here, when I was at my home, I just started cleaning up out of nowhere because I let some things in my personal life get to me, and it threw me off. And if you don't know, the mind is a powerful thing. You know, the mind is not a joke. If you say that you can't do something, you won't be able to do it because you put it in your mind first. So I had to clean my house up the other day because it was messy. And this was around 12 o'clock at night. I'm cleaning up my house because it studs in my mind. And if my mind was messy, my house is messy. And everything I do in life is going to be messy. So I had to put on my armor and protect myself from those things that were coming against me in that time. It was a reason God had me up. Because like I said, the battle starts first in your mind. The mind is spiritual. Our body is spiritual. So of course it'll attack them first before it'll attack our life. It affects everything around you. So you need to stay protected. So you need to stay with your armor on. From things that will try to come against you, whether it be friends, whether it be people that you interact with every day, whether it be social media, just different things. Because like I said, parents, these kids are dealing with social media, they're dealing with cell phones, they're dealing with having everything in the world at the palm of their hand, just one click away. So they're dealing with a bunch of different spirits that come into this. Believe it or not, the world is more spiritual than you think. We live in a three-dimensional world, but it's a two-dimensional world that we cannot see that's going on right around us right now. So we got to stay protected. Putting on your armor of God, it's not an easy task. Y'all forgive me for saying this, but I know the young people know the rapper Lil Boosie. He has a song that he says he has to smile to keep from crying. And if you ever wonder why he says he has to smile to keep from crying, because that's a real world thing. Sometimes you go out into life, people don't know what's going on in your personal life, so you have to put on this mask and hide everything behind a smile. I do it myself as well. I go out on scenes and see things that I have to stay closed into. A few months ago, I saved a young man's life. I didn't even know I saved his life. Young man was shot 3 or 4 times. I had to keep my composure and handle the scene to save his life. Other officers came out to the scene and they freaked out. But I had to keep my armor on. Church, we deal with a lot of things. It's hard. So you have to keep that smile to keep from crying. Why is that? It's hard, man. It's a struggle. But I'm here to tell you that it's a battle that we have to be prepared for. We have a responsibility God gave us a responsibility. And if our armor fails, we have to know that God got us. Because like I said, when I put my armor on at work, and if I get caught in a bad spot, and something happens and my armor fails, I need to know that I'm protected by God, and I'm going to leave it in His hands. And no matter what happens to me on that day at work, I'll be covered. I'll be covered by His blood and His love. Because that's what He told us He would do for us. When we're thrown into the fire, like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, they had to put on their armor when they were thrown into that fire. When the king came and looked into the furnace, he saw that those three men were still walking around, and they had another man with them. And that man was Christ. So if we get thrown into the fire by the king or the pharaoh, whoever it may be, this word throws us into the fire. We have to be prepared to put our armor on to stay protected so that we don't get burned. I may get his name wrong. It was either David or Daniel who was thrown into the lion's den. Daniel, yes, thank you, church. Daniel was thrown into the lion's den. When the king came and checked on Daniel, he was alive. So y'all know what the king did? He went and got some more people and threw them into the lion's den with Daniel. And those lions attacked all those people. And Daniel was unscathed. He was untouched. Because he had his armor on. Even in his spirit, he had his armor on. So like I said, when I go to work and I'm in fear of going into something, I still have my armor on to know that I'm going to be protected by the Lord. And I want you all to know, when you go out into life, no matter what you do, who you hang with, wherever you are in life, to know that you are protected. But never forget to put your armor on. Because when the battle comes, don't deny it. Don't run away from it. Put it on. This is what you signed up for. Don't run away from the battle. Run to the battle. He's going to protect you. Are you ready to put your armor on? Do you have what it takes to serve God when you put this armor on? Because I done put it on, and so much comes to me now.
All right.
It's one thing after another. The devil wants to work against you no matter how it comes. He'll attack you financially, spiritually. He'll attack your work. He'll attack your friends.
That's right.
He'll attack the ones that love you most.
That's right.
He'll do it just to get to you. Because you put your armor on for the people here watch basketball, right? Look at Kyrie Irving. He put his armor on for God. He's not standing down on what he feels and what he believes in and his beliefs. Look at how the people are trying to tear him down. For knowing his own history, for learning something about himself. I know one thing for sure, two things for certain. Kyrie and I serve the same God, as well as you all. We all serve the same God, the Most High, the King of all kings. The same God that told Moses in Exodus, when Moses talked to the burning bush, and said, "Who are you? Who should I go tell the people who sent me?" God told him, "I am. I am that I am." So that's why I know that I am great. I'm chosen. I'm an officer of the law. I'm a child of God. So church, if you will, just say it with me. Say, I am. I am. I am that I am. Remember that. Because just like God said He is, I am, we are just like Him. I want to read y'all a few verses out of Ephesians. Ephesians 6, verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Amen. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. Respect your mother and father. They tell you stuff because they've been there. They don't tell you stuff because they want to live your life. They want to help guide you because they ain't messed up. They've been through it. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and abundance of the Lord. Yeah. Parents, don't just always beat your kids down. That's right. We all go through, we all get chastised. But sometimes you gotta understand, like I said earlier, they're learning just like we had to, just like you had to learn. Don't provoke them, but do discipline. Because if you don't discipline, I can tell you right now, like I said, I work with juveniles, I work with inmates, I work with everything under the sun. And I'm not from Columbus, but I live there. And right now, Columbus has over 10 juveniles within the county jail who are facing prison sentences. These young men are not even 18. They're under the age of 18. And they'll all do 10 plus years in a federal penitentiary. 10. From capital murder to fraud, burglarizing. It's sad. I know a few of these youth. And to know that they won't get out of prison until they're 35, 40 years old, it breaks my heart.
Yes.
So don't provoke discipline. Because if you don't discipline now, the system will discipline. And that's one part of my job I do not enjoy. But I still have to do my job.
That's right.
I try to teach before I put the bracelets on them, as I call them Pandora bracelets. Everybody loves Pandora bracelets. But that's not something I enjoy doing. Servants, be obedient to your masters, to them that they are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling and singleness of your heart, as unto Christ. Not with eye service as men pleasures, but as servants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart. Right now, we ain't got no slaves. We don't have any masters, but we do go to work every day.
That's right.
Be obedient to your boss. Like I just said, I don't want to take no juvenile to jail, especially not a young African-American juvenile, because the system is riddled with them. United States is the land of the free, but we lock up more people than any other country in the world. Check the numbers. Especially juveniles, children under the age of 25. We have the highest incarceration rate of children under the age of 25. So I still have to be obedient to my boss when I'm called to do my job. With good, will doing service as to the Lord and not unto men. Knowing that whatsoever good thing any man doeth, the same shall he receive of the Lord, whether he be bond or free. And ye masters do the same things unto them, forbidding and threatening, knowing that your masters also in heaven never is their respect of the persons with him. And back to verse 10. Once again, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against the spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to do and withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. That's the armor I wear. I wear a breastplate. That's the only thing that's on my body that's covered. Nothing else is covered. So I'm walking with God. I'm walking with my faith. Church, walk with faith, walk with God. Once again, put your armor on. The verse already says the rulers of darkness in this word. There's a spiritual darkness in this word that we have to be prepared for.
All right.
So, church, I just want to leave you with Church, I just want to leave you with Church, I just want to leave you with a prayer. Like I said, once again, thank you all for opening your ears and your hearts up to hear my message. It wasn't a long message, it was a short message. But I want you all to understand that we have to put our armor on for God in every way possible. Same as Daniel did in the lion's den. Same for Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego when they were thrown into the furnace. Put your armor on. Be ready. The battle has started. Be prepared for whatever comes to you. Young men, young women, you all go to school. Put your armor on. Watch the people around you. Know who's really for you and who's against you.
That's right. That's right.
Because I had to cut some people off my life. People will flake off on you. They'll fall off themselves once they see you start moving different. You start talking different. You start acting different. Nah, there ain't nothing different about you. That's just what they say. What's different about you, you just have your armor on. They don't have armor on. So they feel some type of way.
All right.
They'll show themselves in the end. Sometimes in life, we ask for a lot and we want a lot. But God doesn't give us what we want, He gives us what we need. I want a new house. I want a new car. I want a husband. I want a wife. You hear so many things, so many wants. I want more money. But is it what you need?
All right.
Is it what you need at that moment? You'll figure it out. When you got your armor on, your mind get clear. You'll find out if you really need it. So church, if you would, please bow your heads once again.
All right.
Close with prayer. And thank you, Pleasant Grove, for allowing me to come speak. Father God, we come to you today. Once again, thanking you for another beautiful day. Thank you for Thanksgiving that you brought us and you brought family together. Father, I pray blessings unto myself and this church. I thank this church. Father, keep a hedge of protection over everyone inside of this church. Father, I pray for the youth. I pray for these families. I pray life into everyone in here. Because it's a battle. It's a tough battle. I pray that people, even that are struggling with personal problems and a personal battle that they have against the spirits of darkness. I pray that they beat that battle, that they endure to the end. Father God, I pray they keep their armor on. We ain't gonna be perfect, but we gonna try. I'm not perfect, but I try. So continue to work, Lord. It's in your son's name I pray and I thank you. Amen. Thank you once again, please, bro. I appreciate you all.